So good afternoon. Today I will teach you the 2D adaptive milling in Autodesk Fusion 360. So first you have to click the home page and then click the CAM samples and then click the tutorials. Then double click the 2D adaptive milling tutorial. In the right side you can see the 2D adaptive milling tutorial opens. Then I will close this. Then next I will save this. Then I will change the workspace into manufacturing workspace. I have changed the workspace to manufacturer workspace. Then I will change the units. So here you can see the units, millimeter or inch. So I will change this into inch and then click OK. Then you can select the setup tab. So here you can see there are different options. Milling, this is for milling machine. Then turning, this is for turning operation, that is lathe. And then additive, so this is for 3D printing. Then this is for probing. Then click the milling, then click the new setup. Then you can see the setup window opens. Then here the first you have to change your Z axis to the upward direction. So click the orientation, then select Z axis / plane and X axis. Then click this edge, that means the Z axis in the upward direction. Then click the circular dot and you click here, and then you have to select your model. So this is your model, and then click the stock option. So here I will enter the stock side offset as 0 and the stock top offset as 0 and the bottom offset is 0.2 inch. Then I will go to the post process. Then I will change the program number to 2000 and then click OK. Then next is go to 2D. So first I have to remove the material from the top surface of the workpiece. So that is called facing. So select 2D, then face. Then first you have to select the tool. You can see the face setup tab. Then in that tab you can see the tool option. I will select the tool. Then the tool is actually 5. You can see tool number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So here I will select the second tool, 3x4 inch flat mill tool. So when I click that tool, in the right side you can see the image and the tool information is displayed. Then I will click OK. Then here in the feed and speed area I will enter the ramp feed as 13.333 and the plunge feed rate is 13.333, and then all other options default values. Then I will click OK. So in the left side you can see under the setup tab you can see T2 is tool number 2, and this is facing operation, phase 1. So in the screen you can see the image of the tool and you can see the tool path. This blue line represents the cutting. Here you can see there is an arrow from the starting point and you can see an arrow at the ending point. So this is the starting point and this is the ending point. If you want to see the tool movement, go to Actions tab, then just simulate it. Then you can see a play button, so click the play button so you can see the tool movement. So in this way you can remove the material from the top face of the workpiece. So this operation is called facing. So you can see from the top surface of the workpiece material is removing. So this method is called a facing operation. Then the next one is I want to remove the material. I want to remove more amount of material from these three pockets. So for that I will select 2D adaptive clearing. So 2D adaptive clearing is used for removing large amount of materials quickly. So I will select the 2D adaptive clearing, and then I will select the tool, and then I will select the tool number 1, 1/4 inch flat. So you can see in the right side the image and the tool information is displayed. Then click OK. Then here I will adjust, here under the feed and speed tab I will adjust the spindle speed as 10,000 rpm, and the ramp spindle speed also I will adjust this to 10,000 rpm, and the cutting feed rate, so I will change this cutting feed rate into 60 inches per minute, and then lead in feed rate, so I will change this lead in feed rate to 30 inches per minute, and then lead out feed rate also 30 inches per minute, and the ramp feed rate, that is again 30 inches per minute, and the plunge feed rate, that will 30 inches per minute, and you can see the cutting feed per revolution, it is 0.003 inches. Then next is select the geometry tab, and then you have to select these three faces because this is the pocketing area. You can see the adaptive setup tab, geometry, 3 chains selected. Then the next option is go to the linking tab, and here you can see the no engagement feed rate. The no engagement feed rate changes into 60 inches per minute. Then I will click OK button. So here in the left side in the setup tab you can see the T1 T1 represents the tool number 1, and then you can see the 2D adaptive. So here in the screen you can see the you can see the toolpath is actually generated. So adaptive clearing, so what is adaptive clearing? Adaptive clearing is used when a large amount of material is removed. If you want to see the simulation, go to the actions, then just click simulate, then click the play button, then you can see the material removal. So you can see the material removal, large amount of material is removing. Large amount of material is removing. Okay. Then the next operation, that is next is finish cut. Finish cut these three pockets. So for that I will select the 2D, then select 2D pocket. I will select the 2D pocket, and then I will select the tool. So the tool number is same as that of the adaptive clearing. So tool number is 1/4 inch flat end mill. So there is no change. Then I will go to the next, I will go to the geometry tab, then geometry, then I will select these three faces because I want to finish these three. Then go to the go to the passes tab. Then here you can see finishing passes. Just click the finishing pass, activate the checkbox near to the finishing pass. Then step over is 0.025 inch. Then finish feed rate is 60 inches per minute, and then maximum step over is 0.125 inches. 0.125 inches, and then stop to leave checkbox. Click here, stop to leave checkbox. and then you click the OK button. So now you can see the finishing operation toolpath is generated. So if you want to see the tool movement, go to generate actions, then click the simulate button, then click the play button. So here you can see this is the finishing of the pocket. Okay, so this is called finishing the pocket. Okay, so the next one is rough cut the outside of the part. So here you can see this is the outside portion of the part. You have to rough cut the outside portion of the part. So here also I want to remove a large amount of material from the outside portion. So I want to select the 2D adaptive clearing. So 2D adaptive clearing is used for large amount of material removal. Then here the tool number is again same. Tool number is 1 by 4 inch flat end mill, and then go to the geometry tab, then select this boundary, and then go to the heights. Okay, so heights, you can see there is actually a orange plane, then there will be an olive green plane, and then you can see a blue plane. So that is actually clearance height, retract height, and top height. So from this here you can see retract height, clearance height, top height, and bottom height. So just select this bottom height and then change the from option, selected contour to model bottom, this model bottom, and this offset distance is, enter this value as minus 0.01 inches, then click OK. Now you can see the toolpath is generated for rough cut the outside of the part. Go to the actions, then simulate, then I will click the play button. So you can see rough cut the outside of the part. So once again simulate, okay, so that is actually generated. The next is the finish cut the outside part. Okay, so for that you just go to the select 2D, then select 2D contour, select 2D contour, then tool number is again same, tool number 1 by 4 inch flat, and then next is select the geometry and then select the outer boundary, and then go to the heights tab, and then the bottom height to model bottom, and then this value is change this minus 0.01 inch. Then go to the linking tab, the last one, linking tab, then here you can see keep tool down option, so click here keep tool down option, and then maximum stay down distance, that is 1.25, maximum stay down distance, that is 1.25 inch, and then click the OK button. So in the left side you can see 2D contour is actually generated. If you want to see the tool movement, click the simulate button and then select the play button. So this is the finish cut. This is the finish cut of the outside the part. Then next is the machine the chamfers. So next is machine the chamfers. So for that select 2D contour, then the tool number is tool number 3, so I will select change the tool number. So tool number 3, that is 1 by 4 inch 45 degree chamfer mill, then I will click OK. Then go to the geometry tab and then select the top edges of the workpiece, and then go to the passes tab. Here you can see chamfer tip offset. So enter this chamfer tip offset value as 0.02 inches, and then I will click the OK button. So you can see that toolpath is actually generated. Then go to actions, then simulate. So you can see the chamfering operation. Okay. So then next is the machine the countersinks. See, you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 holes are there. So machine the countersinks. That is the next step. So for that I will select the drilling operation. Select drill. Select drilling operation. Then select the tool. So I will select the tool number 3, that is 5 1/4 inch 45 degree chamfer mill, and then I will click OK. Then next is you have to select the top conical face. So here you have to select the top conical face, and then here you can see there is an option called a select same diameter. So tick here. Then now you can see all other 3 holes are automatically selected, and then go to the cycle tab. Then go to the cycle tab, click here. You can see there are so many options. Just select drilling rapid out, then click OK. So now the drilling toolpath is generated. If you want to see the drilling toolpath, just click the select this one. So this is the drilling toolpath. Then click here and simulate. Then click the play button, and you can see the countersink is created. Then the next one is you have to drill the 4 holes, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here 4 holes are there. So go to drilling. Then next is I will change the tool, that is there is a drill, tool number 4, 0.1065 inch 118 degree drill. I will click this and then click the OK button. And then next is you have to select the inside face of the hole, and then select the select same diameter option. The all other holes are automatically selected. Then go to the linking cycle tab, go to the cycle typing type drilling rapid out, and then click OK. So the drilling of the holes toolpath actually generated. Then go to actions, then simulate. So for select that option only, then go to actions, then simulate. So click here. You can see your hole is drilled. Okay. And the last one is the tapping the 4 holes. You have to apply tapping for these 4 holes. So for that again select drilling. So this is the drilling operation. Then change the tool number, select. So you can see tool number 5, 0.138 into 0.03125 inch tap right hand. So click here, then click OK. So you can see tool is activated. Then next is you have to select the inside portion, and then select the select same diameter option, and then go to the cycle tab. Here you can see the cycle type. You have to select right tapping, then click OK. So here you can see the tapping toolpath is also generated. So select here, click here, and then select simulate. Okay, then click close. So again go to the simulate, then click the. So here you can see this screen consists of all the operations from beginning facing to the tapping operation. So the starting operation is facing, and then the final operation is tapping. So here I will play the button. I will click the play button. You can see this is the facing operation. You can see this is the facing operation. Then this is called adaptive milling, adaptive clearing. So this is actually adaptive clearing. So adaptive clearing is here you want to remove more number of materials, from the workpiece. So that is called adaptive clearing. So here you can see the adaptive clearing of 3 pockets. Large amount of material is removing from the workpiece pocketing area. Then next is the finishing. After completing the rough cut, you have to finish it. So here you can finish the 3 pockets. This is the finishing operation. This is the finishing operation, and then next is the rough cut the 2D contour. Rough cut the outside of the part. Then next is finish cut. Rough cut, then finish cut, then chamfering. Then you have to apply the chamfer with the help of chamfer tool, and then countersunk, then drilling holes, and then finally tapping. 1 2 3 4. So the process is actually completed. So the next step is go to the actions tab. You can see go to the actions tab, then you can see the first option, click the generate button. So first you have to generate all the toolpath. So in the left side you can see the browser tab, you can see the face 0%. So that means that toolpath is actually generating 80%. Here you can see painting, that is 0%, painting 0%, 9%. So here all toolpaths generated. Then next is the simulation we already seen, and then next is the post process. So in post process we are converting the this operation into G codes and M codes. So that is the post process. I will click the post process button. Then here you can see there is a new window, that is scanning post process. Then here you can see there are different types of machines available. So I will select the Fanuc machine. So here there is, where is the Fanuc? So here you can see the Fanuc. So I will select this Fanuc, and then here you can see the program name or number. So in the beginning I entered this program number, and then I will click the pause button, Fanuc, and then I will click the pause button. So this will take few seconds time, depends upon the network facility of your campus. So here I will save this. So wait for a few seconds. This will take some time to open the G codes and M codes in Fusion 360. Here we are waiting. So here we are waiting for opening the CNC code and the setup sheet. Actually this will take a few seconds time. Yeah, that is under processing. So once again I will post it, then I will save. I will save that file. So you have to wait few seconds time to generate the codes. This actually depends upon the internet connectivity also. Yeah, the code is actually, so here in the screen you can see the setup sheet for the program 2000. So this is actually the setup sheet for program 2000. So this is actually program number. So this is the 2D adaptive milling. Then you can see the setup, the stock, what is the dx value, dy value, dz value, then part value, then stock lower, stock upper, etc. Then this consists of the total number of operations, so 9 different types of operations, and with the help of 5 tools: T1, T2, T3, T4 and T5. Then the maximum Z value, minimum Z value is given, so feed rate values is actually given. The next is the tool option, that is the first tool is the T1, D1, L1. Then next tool is the T2, D2, L2. Next is T3, D3, L3, T4, D4, L4 and T5, D5, L5. Then these are the different various operations, that is phasing operation, then 2D adaptive operation, then 2D pocketing operation, then again 2D adaptive operation, then 2D contour, then 2D contour, and then finally drilling, then finally 3 drilling operation. So these are all the setup sheet for program 2000. So here you can see your code is actually generated. Visual Studio Code not responding. So sometimes this is actually the problem of my computer, my laptop. So here you can see the G codes and the M codes. So here in the screen it is not actually working, so you have to actually that is working. You can see the mouse with the circular button. So we can wait for a few seconds. Yeah, it is generated. You can see it will generated line by line. Yeah, this is the codes. You can see N30, T2, M06, etc. So here G00, G01, etc. So here you can see this is the code. So here you can see N290, that is X move to 2, Y move to is minus 0.62 and Z move to minus 0.1455. Then this is actually the interpolation, that's why I and J. So here you can see this is the G codes and M codes used in different manufacturing machining operations. So with this I will stop today's session. So if you have any doubt you can post it in the Google Classroom. So have a nice day.